About a couple of weeks ago, the finale of the Amazing Digital Circus has finally been released. No longer you have to pay and watch it in movie theaters around those smelly people. And yes, I feel bad for those people who actually had to go to movie theaters and sit around next to smelly people. Probably looking like this. Or like this. And after the finale came out of YouTube, people have had mixed reactions. Some people love it, while some people hate it. Now, this video is gonna be basically like a review of it and, making fun of it and stuff like that. But also, I do want to talk about certain things that just randomly happen after the show's finale. Now, this video might be into 2 segments, but enough with the chit chat. Let's begin. Now, after spending almost 2 hours trying to download this damn episode, I finally managed to do it. I could have screen recorded, but I was getting a lot of messages. And throughout the last couple of weeks, I've been seeing a lot of mixed reactions about this episode. Some people loved it, while some people hated it. But me personally, I think it was okay. And the reason why I'm saying it's okay because calling it mediocre seems kind of overkill, I think. I don't know. And after watching this episode 5 times, it was kind of disappointing. But let's start with the episode itself. Now, the episode starts off as normal. We get to see the intro for the second and last time. I felt like this intro should have been used throughout the entire show. Or that's just me. Now, the episode starts from the last episode where we get to see the Purple Rabbit attacking Checkers for deleting Kane. And after the Purple Rabbit has, stopped attacking Checkers, he pulls one of the best one-liners in the entire damn episode.
Brain scans.
There's a few things that bug me about this, to be honest. For one, announcing something this big in the beginning of the episode seems kind of overkill. I mean, they reviewed it in 1 minute and 45 seconds into the episode. Now, no problem if they showed it somewhere between 7 minutes or 10 minutes in the episode. But it's like near the beginning? Come on. And also brain scans? That's the best they could have come up with. A lot of us has been watching this show for about 3 years, and ever since the beginning of this show, we all have been wondering how would these anime protagonists escape this digital hell? Just for 3 years later, just for us to learn that they're just copies of people. Bloody hell, man, MatPat was right back in 2023. Dude was on his game. Mind you, he predicted this back in 2023 when the pilot was just recently released. But after Checkers dropped this amazing bomb of lore, everyone has a mental breakdown, especially the Purple Rabbit. What confuses me about this part is what the doll character said.
I know. I think I've always known.
Not gonna lie, this is kind of confusing because saying that you always known seemed kind of weird, to be honest. Apparently, the only ones who knew that they were brain scans was Checkers and the doll character, and probably the original CNA group. I don't know, I just find it to be a little bit weird that they put that in, saying that she always knew. Kinda confusing, to be honest. Or I'm a retard and this probably has a different meaning. In the meanwhile, Pennywise is trying to comfort the doll, while Checkers goes to fix the circus, and the Purple Rabbit just wanders off to who knows where. And also, I just want to say, and also before I continue, the scene was emotional and I enjoyed it. But I didn't cry unlike those people. We're gonna skip this part because it's just most of the characters rebuilding the circus. So after the epic montage, we see that the Purple Rabbit goes up to Pennywise trying to tell her something. But he doesn't have the courage to do it, so he just walks away. Pennywise also just looks at him and walks away, and the next scene, we see that he fucking abstracts. Now, the good thing that I'm making this video around the time where she does her lore drop on Tumblr, but we'll get onto that later on. But this is what she said on Tumblr. Now, I can kind of see why, but at the same time, hyping it up since episode 6, saying, oh guys, look, he's gonna abstract any time now. And just for you to do it off screen, seemed kind of like it was poorly done, to be honest. And talking about abstractions, I just realized that where the hell are the other extracted characters? We see that the floor is open and we know that the cellar is under the circus. So how come they're not running around all loose? I have a theory that the cellar fell into the void after the circus was just crashing out. So there's a good chance that probably most of the extracted characters are just, I don't know, swimming around in the void. But still, it's kind of confusing if you think about it. How come they're not just running around making everything even worse? But besides that, and after Potato Head, the doll, and Pennywise learns that Purple Rabbit had abstracted, they're just very upset. Especially Potato Head, that he's very upset that he goes and punches the wall. I'm so angry. And after that, Potato Head goes to sit down next to Gango to go comfort her. Then we get more lore drop from the doll, and after all of this, we get another emotional scene that I enjoyed. And after that, Pennywise goes and tracks down extracted Purple Rabbit to somehow enter into his mind. They never explain how she did it, but apparently just hugging a abstracted character magically teleports you into their mind, I think. And after Pennywise enters into his mind, we get to see multiple doors that have different versions of the Purple Rabbit. I really enjoy this scene for multiple reasons, but the biggest one had to be, what if certain characters abstracted? It's like, oh, what if that the doll character abstracted? He would have become more aggressive and darker. If it was Gango, he would have become like this Bugs Bunny character. Now keep this in mind, he already wears a mask to hide his true self. So imagine putting a mask over a mask. That seems very interesting if you think about it. If Potato Head abstracted, he would have become a femboy and date Gango. And also before I continue, I saw some clips that people were just like weirded out or disgusted by this scene. To be honest, I found it funny. But it's funny to hear a lot of people's reaction in the movie theater going, ew! To be honest, I don't know why people found this scene to be weird. I found it funny. We only get to see those 3 doors, but there is another door that Pennywise does walk up to, and I suppose this is the door on how Purple Rabbit will become if Pennywise abstracted. And I mean, for him to have it chained up and boarded up like that, who knows how he would have turned out. In general, I enjoyed this scene, but let's continue. After Pennywise opens another door, we get to see the variants of the Purple Rabbit, including one who plays the piano. Now, all the other variants of the Purple Rabbit are just yapping. One says life is gay, and after that, he says the F slur. And yes, it's canon. And after a while, a certain door makes a noise, and all of them yell at the door. I've seen theories of people saying that behind that door might be his true self locked away. We will never know until Gooseworks drops more lore on Tumblr. But besides that, Pennywise walks up to a door that is locked. She asks all the other Purple Rabbits do they have a key for it. They say no. She kills one with a bottle, and all of them disappear. Before the one in the piano disappears, he gives her the key. Then we get the epic flashback on when the Purple Rabbit joined the circus for the very first time. But before he joined the circus, we see him running through the streets. He spends a night in an abandoned building that I suppose is the CNA building. And after that, he joins the circus. And we see this flashback. Now this flashback is very interesting, but it shows us how he acted first when he joined the circus. I've seen some people comparing him to the Glitch trailers, but back to the flashback. And after a while, he forms a friend group with Froggy and Ronald McDonald's. And after the trio having a great time, we make it to this scene. We see Froggy and the Purple Rabbit in their room. After Froggy gave us a little bit of lore of her backstory, saying that she had Mormon parents, this is where we learn a lot more about the Purple Rabbit. And what we learn about the backstory of the Purple Rabbit is that he had no dad, his mom was abusive, to a point that he said something personal to his mom to see that she will get off his back. Instead of getting off his back, she started making fun of him, then hugged him. And that's where we learned that he pushed his mom to the ground and ran away, and that's when he joined the circus. Before I continue, I just want to say, when I first saw this scene in the leaks and clips from the movie theater, I thought it was romance between these two. Because if you look at the flashback, it looks like it's romance between them two. They have great chemistry. They mostly spend a lot of time together. Oh well, they had some feelings for each other. Ever since Gooseworks announced that the Purple Rabbit was trans, people took this scene as him coming out. Now, I'm gonna talk about this a little bit more in the next segment, but I'm just gonna say, when I first saw this scene, I thought it was romance, because the only time that I ever seen characters blushing is when they're embarrassed, or it's romance. And after learning about the Purple Rabbit's sad backstory, we see that Froggy is happy knowing that the Purple Rabbit can trust her. That's when Ronald McDonald knocks on the door looking for them. The Purple Rabbit gets up, tells Froggy that nothing ever happened and to forget about it. And after the tragic argument between these two, we see that the Purple Rabbit becomes how he turns out throughout the main show. After a while into the snowy adventure, we see that Froggy tries to fix their friendship. but the Purple Rabbit doesn't want to. And after an argument, she apologizes and she says that she's gonna leave him alone. And after this adventure and a couple more flashbacks, we learn that Froggy abstracts. And after Froggy abstracts, Ronald McDonald comforts the Purple Rabbit, but he doesn't want to hear it from him. And around this time, we learn that Gango joins the circus. This is where he becomes an ass, just like in the main show. Until we see that Ronald McDonald goes up to the Purple Rabbit and tells him that he might have found a way out of there. He calls him crazy and he goes to look for the exit by himself. We see that Pennywise joins the circus, and after going to look for Ronald McDonald, they find out that he's abstracted already. And we see that the Purple Rabbit is crying in the mirror, showing us that he did felt bad for him. And after all the flashbacks, we see that Pennywise wakes up in this dark area. And we see that the Purple Rabbit is standing next to a lamppost. And throughout this scene, he admits that he was a bad person, even questioning why does Pennywise care about him. And after seeing a couple of these scenes, we see that he's able to fully open up. And after everything, he says this:
I don't want to go.
Not gonna lie, saying that you don't want to go seems kind of pathetic, because you're the one who basically abstracted yourself. But back to the point, we get this montage. Now, when I first saw this montage, I thought it was between Bunny Funny. You know, that weird shipping thing that people do on Twitter. Well, ever since Goosework confirmed that he was trans, people saying that this was him being reborn as a girl kind of makes no sense, because I think the reason why Goosework chose this song was probably because she liked it. I mean, she said it on Tumblr herself. And after this emotional scene and romance between these two probably, Pennywise gets pulled out by the help of Mr. Potato Head. They build abstracted Purple Rabbit a pillow fort to calm him down. And I just want to say, it seems kind of weird that they managed to fix the circus that quickly, because throughout the beginning it shows them struggling to just form a simple shape. And after rebuilding the circus, we see that Kane is in the background, looking very evil. We flash to Kane being in the void. Now I just want to say, why is he in the void? So I suppose that the void is just like the trash can, where if you don't click it and wipe it, everything just stays in the void. I don't know, it seems pretty weird if you think about it. But after talking to a bubble that is not alive, he questioned himself, saying, was he really that bad? After looking so depressed, he went into a fetal position and he just floated around the void for who knows how long, until he saw a red door. He starts running to it as fast he can go. He makes it to the edge, and by the power of copying Minecraft, he managed to build a bridge. But he's not able to access the door yet, because there's a barrier blocking him. And after breaking that barrier, he's able to open the door, or the file. I just want to say, I saw a lot of people debating about this clip, saying that Kane made a new circus. But no, this is just a flashback of him activating the human mind scans. So it's basically showing us how he created the first members of the circus. And after showing that cool scene, he somehow unlocks the internet. And after learning more about the human world by the power of Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, and also Google and Safari, I think. And he learns more about the human world, including the humans in the circus. And after the Wi-Fi bar runs out, he gets teleported back to the void. He realized that he was very irresponsible and was keeping them in a prison. But the other AI tries to convince Kane that they already had their fun out there and it's time for him to have control. And after a conversation that I'm too lazy to talk about, he learns that it's time to let go of the blue AI. He says goodbye to it, and somehow, in the middle of the void, he makes it back to the circus. And after fixing Pennywise, he apologized for all the naughty things he has done. And the circus members just accept his apology like that. Sure, they did say that they're gonna take a little bit of time to forgive him, but they just accepted it like that. What the hell was the point of his death in the last episode? The moment that Checkers deleted him, it was perfect. Throughout episode 8, he did deserve to get deleted. I mean, hell, the timing of him saying wait and just disappears, that was perfection. Apparently all of that was just thrown out of the window. He comes back, he's like, hey guys, I'm very sorry for all the naughty things I did, ooh, can you just forgive me? Oh yeah, sure, we forgive you. I've seen videos of people saying, Well, you know, the reason why they brought him back is because he's a likable character. Sure, understandable. Not gonna lie, deleting him and bringing him back seemed kind of like bad writing, to be honest. But back to the episode. After he gave his uwu apology, the circus members decide to forgive him. Then he tells the group that he has something ready for them next to the stage, if they want to join him. And this is where we learn about everyone in the real world. After a couple of tears, the film comes to an end, and Kane says that he's gonna let everyone basically do whatever the hell they want. And he's gonna try to make the circus better for them. But after that, Pennywise says that her real self is out there, and in the circus, she's known as Pennywise. Then we have a montage that is very sweet and enjoyable to see how the characters act after learning everything. And after that sweet montage, we get another montage in the credits. And yes, it's official that characters are able to bang in the Amazing Digital Circus. Don't ask me how, let the people in, I don't know, fucking DeviantArt make that for you. And after the credits, we see this bus station with all the circus members but in human form. They just stand around doing absolutely nothing, just looking around. And the bus comes, picks them up, and that's when the Amazing Digital Circus has finally come to an end. And that was my review on the Amazing Digital Circus, The Last Act. In total, what are my opinions on the last episode? Booty cheeks, the episode should have ended with, I don't know, funny bunny, whatever the hell. But yeah, that's basically my opinions. I hope you hated this video, and I'll see you guys in the... Huh? What do you mean? Let me read the script quickly. Oh crap, there's 2 more segments to go for this damn video. But enough joking around, what are my actual opinions on this episode? Before I made this review, I saw the episode 6 times in total. 2 times when it was leaked, 2 times when it was on theaters around clips and stuff like that, and 2 times when it was officially released. Well, make it 7 because I had to rewatch the episode again for this review just to get the clips. But after watching this episode 6 times in total, the same thing was going through my mind. The episode felt rushed. I think this episode should have deserved a couple of more months to be officially released, because it seems weird that they're like, hey guys, in 3 months the finale's gonna come out. I feel like this episode should have come out later this year instead of just 3 months later. At least give the creator more time to finish this episode, because it felt rushed. And also another thing that I didn't like about it is that it's a mix of episode 8 and 9. I think the episode should have been an actual feature film instead of just 2 episodes combined into 1. I've seen some people say that, oh, even if it's half an episode, we still get to see what happens after the circus. You know, everyone is wondering what's gonna happen. We know more about Jax. Kane comes back. It's a really good episode. I even seen some people say that the episode somehow managed to answer a lot of questions. There's a bunch of things that they could have answered or fleshed out, but they focus way too much on Jax. Now, I don't have a problem with half of the movie focusing on Jax. The problem is that they focus on him way too much. That sounds confusing, but let me explain myself. It was cool to see his flashback, but at the same time, they push basically half of the characters to the side just to flesh him out. Then they try to make you feel bad for him. Yeah, sure, he grew up in a bad home, abusive parents, no dad, and struggling to find himself. But I just find it so funny that they try to make us feel bad for him. I mean, hell, look at the part where he's about to abstract. He's like, I don't want to leave. I was just laughing my ass off when I saw that scene. I don't know why they try to make us feel bad for a character who got both of his friends to basically kill themselves. He was an ass to Gango ever since she joined the circus. Basically everyone, but mostly to Gango. And he was very toxic. And when everything started falling apart, he's like, you know what? I think it's time to, So yeah, see ya guys. Pomni gets into his mind and we learn that, well, he doesn't want to go. So why the fuck did you abstract in the first place? Then also the abstraction, I don't know why they abstracted him off screen. I mean, like I said, Goosework said this on Tumblr. But it felt like it was a missed opportunity to show how abstraction works in the digital circus. Because we never seen any character fully abstract. I mean, I've seen fan animations, but most of the time it's just kind of weird or confusing. Or Goosework didn't even know how to make these characters abstract in the first place. 2, in total, there's been 3 generations of characters in the Amazing Digital Circus. That sounds confusing, so let me explain myself. The first generation is the CNA group. We know absolutely nothing about these characters. We only know a little bit about Scratch and Kinger's wife, but we know absolutely nothing about these characters. The second generation is made of these characters, because after Ragatha, these characters joined the circus. We know nothing about these characters. I've seen some people say that the sock one is like a concept art of the shell one, but just for the hell of it, let's put him in because I see that in the pilot he has a door, so say what you want about that. I might be wrong, I might be right, who knows. But like I said, we know absolutely nothing about these characters. We know nothing about Pink Blob, Shell Man, Depressed Clown, or Birdie. Then also what's kind of stupid is the scene where they're showing that they're painting all the abstracted characters. They don't even add these characters, they just ignore them. You're telling me that Ragatha, when she joined the circus, she probably met all of these characters. And you're telling me that she completely forgot them like that? The hell? The same thing can go for Kaufmo and Ribbit. We know absolutely nothing about them. We know that Ribbit was from a Mormon family, but we know nothing about Kaufmo. And what's sad is that people were making so many theories in the beginning ever since the pilot came out about this one character. Not gonna lie, we should at least, or I don't know, got a little bit more flashbacks about him. And 3, Kane coming back. Why the hell kill him off so perfectly like it was a dish made from Gordon Ramsay himself just for you to piss all over it in the last episode? But at the same time, why do all of this dramatic stuff just for you to bring him back at the end? I think episode 9 would have been a little bit better without him coming back. Probably that's just me. Then also, they forgave him way too quickly. Not gonna lie, them forgiving him like that felt kind of forced. Yeah, sure, they learned that they're digital copies, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna forgive someone for, I don't know, torturing you for who knows how long. In total, what do I think about the episode? The episode was okay. I was gonna call it mediocre, but it doesn't deserve to be called mediocre. It's just okay. Now, I've seen some people say that if you hate episode 9, you probably hate the show in total. No, I actually enjoyed the show when it first came out 3 years ago. Don't get me wrong, there's some flaws with episodes here and there. Like I said, episode 6 was supposed to be the Ragatha episode, but it felt more like a Jax episode. Then from there, they focused way too damn much on him. I would have liked to see a flashback with Kinger actually walking around the circus with the original team, or Subo entering into the damn circus. But in general, my opinion on this episode is pretty mixed. It's not bad, but it's okay. I know some people will love it. I know some people will hate it. Me personally, I think it's okay. Then also I left a bunch of questions unanswered. I've seen some videos of people saying, oh, the episode was so good. It answered a bunch of questions. And I'm like, really? It did? Because after watching this, I was left with more questions than answers. That's basically all what I had to say for this segment. On to the next. For this segment of the video, we're gonna start with Tumblr first because bloody hell man, I have a lot of stuff to say about Tumblr. How bad does your writing have to be for most of the lore to be on Tumblr? I have never seen no other show creator do the exact same thing as Gooseworks, where most of the lore is from the show and the other half is on fucking Tumblr. And apparently people are okay with this. They're just saying, oh well, it's just a Q&A, so there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, it's just a Q&A. But is it still a Q&A when most of the lore is on Tumblr? Best example has to be their ages. Sure, some people might say, oh, it's not that serious or it's not that interesting to the lore. But throughout the entire show, we only learn their ages in one episode, and it's only one character. And that will be episode 5, and that will be Pomni. We only learn that she's 25. But throughout the entire show, we know that they cannot remember their names, but they can remember certain things about their life. Now, like I said, it's nothing that lore amazing to know their ages, but that's my point. Or another good example, CNN. We know absolutely nothing about CNN. Throughout the entire show, we just barely learn a little bit about CNN. From episode 9, like from the beginning, to episode 8, to even the pilot. But in total, we know absolutely nothing else about this damn company. Like for example, why does this abandoned building still have power? Or why was Scratch trying to build a machine to copy your mind? We do know that he had a tumor in his head, so it leaves more questions there. Was he trying to preserve himself? Was he trying to find a way how to live forever? And also, the biggest question throughout this entire damn show has to be CNN. Throughout the show, we know absolutely nothing about CNN. Maybe a little bit in the pilot and a little bit of lore from episode 8 to 9. But in general, we know absolutely nothing about this damn fictional company. then there's still a lot of questions to be told. Like, for example, the pilot. Why does this abandoned building still have power? Isn't it the point of an abandoned building to be, fully off the grid, off of power? But no, they still have power. What's with that? Is there like a generator or something like that? There's still a lot of questions here. But don't worry, dear viewer. All of those questions were answered in Tumblr. Not all of them, one of them. And the biggest question that I've seen throughout the years is that why was this company abandoned or shut down? Well, on Tumblr, she confirmed that the reason why CNN was shut down was because of Kane. What a fucking amazing answer she gave out. Everyone praised it up to the amazing writer of Gooseworks. She gave the best answer there. No, but in a serious note, that has to be the most crappiest response I have ever heard. This doesn't answer questions. It leaves more questions to be answered. And also like little pieces of questions and stuff like that from episode 9. Can people still join the circus? Is Kinger back to normal? Because I mean, throughout the flashback, he looks like he went back to the same. Or what is that blue orb is Kane putting away in his office? Is that the blue AI or is that an adventure? I mean, there's a good chunk of questions. But I have a problem with most of the lore being on Tumblr. And that is because there's two types of people. Throughout the years, I've seen a lot of people say that, oh, they cannot watch certain shows because of the fandom. And to be honest, to me, that seems kind of retarded. Now sure, a lot of fandoms are just weird and gross, but that doesn't mean because you watch a certain show, you're gonna start wanking it to fucking, I don't know, Pickle Rick. But this is where I bring up my point. In one hand, you have those people who are, a part of the digital circus community. Some of them make nice fan art, animation, songs, or just, whatever the hell Funny Bunny is supposed to be. Oh, harder, Pomni. Then on the other hand, you have the people who just watch the show and that's it. Can you just imagine that feeling of watching the show into the last episode and you're like, I want to learn more about, the digital circus, some theories and this and that. So you go on TikTok and you learn that most of the lore is on Tumblr. Now you basically have to do 3 years of research just to learn facts or lore about these characters. Now I know some people might say, well, not everyone is like that. Yeah, but not everyone is terminally online. I'm not gonna be waking up every Tuesday or Wednesday and checking up on Gooseworks' Tumblr. Oh, did she post something new? Did she post any new lore that I need to know? No, in fact, the last time that I heard about something about Gooseworks and Tumblr was 2023, but that was around when the pilot came out. Because I'm not really that deep into the damn fandom. I actually touch grass once in a while. And I'm not the only one who has complained about this. I've seen a lot of people complaining, saying that it's kind of stupid that most of her lore is on Tumblr. In the middle of making this video, I learned that she's making another short indie show. Well, let's hope that most of the lore in this indie show is not on Tumblr, like usual. Now, before we start with this segment, I have to put a warning here, and some of you might be asking, why though? Well, apparently you can be called homophobic for calling Jax he. I mean, isn't it specifically clear what Gooseworks said on Tumblr that she doesn't care if you use pronouns for him or not? Well, apparently people are blind to that image, and you can be called transphobic for calling Jax a he. So I just have to say this, I am not transphobic in any way. I don't really care what you do to yourself. As long as it makes you happy, then sure, go for it. And I know what transphobia looks like. I mean, hell, I made an entire video of people saying that creators were being transphobic, but in reality they weren't. So I'm just gonna repeat myself, I am not transphobic in any way. Well, besides the few accounts on Twitter that I'm gonna mention, by the looks of it, they look like they're a part of the trans community, but some of them refuse to be, open-minded. But let's start at the beginning, because it seems very weird on how it was confirmed in general. And some random day that I just don't completely remember, one of the voice actors said that Jax is trans, and isn't she lovely? Now after that comment was posted on TikTok, another voice actor on Twitter said that, oh, now I get it now, with the merch of, Jax that says, you go girl. Now, throughout all the years, I have never seen voice actors confirm stuff about characters. Asking questions, yes, but never confirming stuff about the characters. Usually that is led up to the creator who makes the show, not the voice actors. Then if you think about it, they never mentioned anything like this around when the episode dropped in theaters. It was only after the episode officially aired on YouTube. Then also it feels kind of forced coming from the voice actors. And like I said, when the hell do voice actors confirm things? Because the moment that these two left these comments, everyone's like, oh my god, is this real? Is this canon? It's like if we say this, for example. Let's say that the voice actor of Mabel from Gravity Falls said on Twitter, oh, by the way guys, Mabel is lesbian. That makes absolutely no sense if you think about it. But let's say that another voice actor from Gravity Falls, let's say the voice actor of Wendy, said, oh yeah, that's very true. That's why she changes a lot of her sweaters. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. Then when it's coming from voice actors, that makes absolutely no sense, and that feels kind of forced. Well, after making those comments, officially it was announced by Goosework herself on Blue Sky. Now to answer the big question, is there a problem with Jax being trans? No, not really. I mean, besides it feeling kind of forced, in total, there's really not that much of an issue. But what I do have an issue, it's the way how people reacted to this. Let's use this fake scenario as an example. Let's say that the creator of Adventure Time randomly posts on Twitter saying that, oh guys, by the way, Finn is transgender. Now, for people who have watched the show, it's gonna be really confusing. Because throughout the show, he was never trans, he was always trying to date a girl and stuff like that. And there was never any hints of it. And it's gonna be really confusing for a lot of people. Believe it or not, there's gonna be a group of people out there who are gonna put on their monocles, their fancy hats, and an ass over their face and say, and I kid you not, it's always been obvious since the start. You just never notice. What? That makes absolutely no sense. And if you ask him for proof, the only proof that they're gonna show you is Finn's long hair or him screaming like a girl. And that is it. That fake scenario that I just mentioned right now is the exact same damn thing that is just happening right now. There's an actual group of people out there who pretend like they've always noticed that Jax was trans. It just blows my mind to see how many people act like this. From videos of saying, you don't understand the ending. I understand the ending. Besides those videos of people saying that you don't understand the ending, I have a feeling that those videos are made for people who refuse to be open-minded or the kids who watch this damn show. Besides those videos, I've seen some videos of people doing actual deep dives through the entire series and saying, was it always hinted that Jax was trans? Well, Goosework said on Tumblr that it was always supposed to be a subtle thing. But watching the show, it was never obvious. And now, before people start pulling out their pitchforks and saying, oh, how dare you say that? It was always obvious. Hear me out first. Isn't it funny that people only acknowledge that he was trans ever since Goosework announced it on Blue Sky? Because mind you, the digital circus has been around for 3 years, and 3 years means that there's a bunch of YouTubers who made their account only based on the digital circus. But never once I saw a dedicated video of someone doing a theory on Jax and saying, is he trans? I only started seeing those videos pop up ever since she announced it on Blue Sky. So if it was always a subtle thing, or was it always obvious, how come people are only talking about it now ever since she announced it? It's because it was never obvious to begin with. More than 3 years, and I only started seeing videos of people saying, is he trans? After she confirmed it. Throughout the years, I saw multiple videos of Abstraction or Kaufmo, mostly about that bastard ever since the pilot was released, and a lot of shorts. And the only thing that I heard that only came close to him being trans was one video I saw of someone talking about a small group of people on Reddit questioning this image. But besides that, there was really nothing else to it. The best example that I can show you of people actually doing theories on a character has to be from Steven Universe. Now, I've seen people compare Jax to Lars from Steven Universe, and some things that they do have in common, like them being self-conscious or them being an ass to a certain character. But with Lars, it's a little bit different. What I remember from watching the show back in 2015 to 2016, I saw a couple of theories out there of people questioning, is Lars trans? Even after Steven brought him back from death, people were still making videos saying, is he trans? Well, sadly to the trans community, he was never trans, but this is where I bring up my main point. You're telling me for a character who was never canonically trans, people make theories about him and talking about, is he trans? But 3 years of the digital circus being released, never once I saw a full-on theory video of someone talking about and saying, is Jax trans? Now, why is that, you may be asking? Well, it's because it was never obvious to begin with. The only reason why people started acknowledging that Jax is trans is because Goosework announced it on Blue Sky. And that is it. There's no full theory video. There's no question video. Those videos only started popping out ever since he was announced to be trans. And it just blows my mind to see how many people pretend like they've always noticed. Buddy, there's no damn way that you notice. You're telling me that these YouTubers who've been making only Digital Circus videos never noticed, but you did? I find that hard to believe. So what have we learned? Well, for one, we have learned that people have no issue with Gooseworks posting most of their lore on Tumblr. And if you have a problem with it, there's gonna be people defending her. Like for example, this video that I saw. I thought I was done with this damn community. Well, it's not text-to-speech, but it's someone using their real voice. But the thing about this video is that they say that, and I kid you not, if you're getting angry because the lore is on Tumblr, it means that you didn't understand the show. Apparently, guys, that scene of, I don't know, Pomni giving her ages, that's all the lore we need. Very good. We learned that voice actors can confirm things now, and I find that heavily stupid. Well, that's all I had to say for this segment. On to the next. And the last.
Tomorrow you are going to find out that the leaks were all fake. And what are you going to do with this information?
Let's talk about the leaks because bloody hell, man. Just by this episode getting leaked, so much crap happened. Now, before the episode officially released on movie theaters a month ago, it was leaked by a Brazilian man. I have a feeling that the people in Korea are just laughing their asses off. Well, besides most of the people warning Goosework that the episode was leaked and Glitch focusing on banning YouTubers, I suppose, instead of putting out a public statement about their voice actors. Besides half of the community pissing themselves, the other half thought it was fake. They were saying that the voice actors sounded way off. They said that certain scenes looked like they were AI. Even got to a point where one TikToker even made a video saying that he had 5 good reasons why the episode was fake. And instead of me telling you, I'll play it for you.
When I say the leaks are fake, here's 5 things that I think that means. The first is that this is not what we will be seeing in the movie theaters. That's the most important one. The second is that I do think this is an ending produced by Glitch. The third is that this means there will be at least 2 endings, but I believe there will be at least 4 endings, which means there may be way more endings than that. The fourth is that from the small amount of the leaks that I have seen, I have noticed that it does have the Glitch animation fingerprint, an unpolished version of it at least, but it does not have the Gooseworks storytelling fingerprint that is important to connecting all of the different environmental storytelling things that have been happening the entire show. Things like what is going on in Kaufmo's room? Why was episode 7 important? Did intermission time actually have any significance beyond being a silly little intermission time? What's up with the bee in the poster, and why was Gooseworks so obsessed with the lamp?
This video is stupid for so many reasons, so I'm just gonna mention the main 2 that I find completely idiotic. For one, this guy is so damn delusional that he thinks that Glitch is gonna have multiple endings for the Digital Circus. I kid you not, this guy has made multiple videos talking about how there's gonna be multiple endings to this damn show. What sense does that make? I don't know. So apparently the ending that we saw in movie theaters was supposed to be a different ending than the one we got on YouTube. Then also that makes no sense to the main story if you think about it. And that leaves a bigger question, which one is canon and which one is not? 2, he says that this is an ending made from Glitch. And that was the main criticism I remember seeing people talk about when the episode was leaked. Saying that, oh, this is a Glitch ending. No, I mean, watching the episode, you can really tell that this is Gooseworks writing right here. This is all Gooseworks. Glitch has nothing to do with the writing in general. So let alone the fact that this video was just a massive stupidity, he had another video talking about the leaks. And his main argument in that video was, if it gets copyrighted, it doesn't mean it's official. And his main argument in that video is just completely stupid. And to end it off here, he made another video talking about how when the episode officially releases on theaters, he's gonna prove everyone that he was right. Well, it's almost been half a month since the episode came out, and dude, you're completely wrong. If I was you, just delete all those videos. It makes you look like a clown. Well, besides most of the stupidities coming from this clown, let's talk about season 2 because bloody hell, man. Ever since this show came to an end, the mountain of fake crap I've seen of people saying, oh my god guys, it's season 2, it's confirmed. Now before I start, I just want to say, does the Digital Circus deserve a season 2? Hell no. No, it's not because of, oh, the fans deserve it or all of that crap. No, it's not really because of that. But it's more because of the writing. Don't get me wrong, the show was good. But after watching the last episode, it gave me a lot of mixed reactions. And it really begs the question, what is season 2 even gonna be about in total? Then for how bad the ending was, there's a good chance that the ending for season 2 might just be shitty. Even if there was a season 2, we know that most of the damn lore will be on Tumblr. So yeah, in total, it doesn't deserve a season 2. Just leave it how it is. And if people are crying that they need more digital circuits, then I don't know, go look at Funny Bunny. That's the only thing that's keeping this damn fandom alive. Now, why did a lot of people start talking about season 2? Well, ever since the episode officially came out in theaters, one of the members of the Glitch team went on stage and said that this is the ending of the main story, but there's still more to come. I kid you not, ever since she said that, a lot of people took that message out of context. I started seeing a lot of videos of people saying, "Oh my god guys, season 2 is confirmed, it's coming very soon." Sit your ass down, little Billy. Season 2 is not coming. Well, what she really meant was how they're doing it with murder drones. If you've been paying close attention to the Glitch channel, you'll see that they've been uploading a lot of videos about murder drones. From a music video, more merch video, and including a recent video that is called Meet the J. A short episode that takes place before the pilot, I suppose. So there's a good chance that we might be seeing the same thing with the digital circus. From short mini episodes, and there's probably a good chance that we might see an official music video for this damn show. But even after people started learning that, oh, we were completely stupid, there was still a lot of fake stuff people made. There's a lot of fake screenshots that are supposedly leaks from season 2. We see one with a blue version of Kane, I suppose that is Abel, but why does it have a big nose? We see evil Jax. We see another picture of Pomni sitting next to Jax's door. We see Kane being pushed against a wall by the blue version of himself. Then there's even an animation of Jax being in this abstracted room where I suppose we hear Ribbit. Now, it's obvious that these images are fake, but it's just so funny to me that there's a good chance some group of people out there probably like, "Oh my god, is this real?" No, little Billy, sadly, this is all fake. But I wonder, why do people still keep making these fake images? Or even still talk about a season 2? Well, it's the amount of YouTubers who make these damn videos that they're obviously clickbait. I've seen some of these videos to the point where I even remember seeing one on TikTok where it's like, "Guys, there's gonna be an episode 10 coming soon." Then the thumbnails, you can easily tell that it's clickbait, but not everyone's gonna know that this is clickbait until they watch the damn video. I mean, it's all the same damn thumbnails. They have some fake Twitter tweet in the background from Glitch or Gooseworks. Or they probably have something like, "Oh, is this season 2? My favorite has to be Trans Jax leaving out of the locked door. I highly doubted that these people hire an artist. They probably just use ChatGPT to make their thumbnail. And you know what? Just for the hell of it, I might make my thumbnail look like this. I'm gonna use the AI watermark. I'm gonna make a fake tweet and abracadabra. By the power of ChatGPT, I have made a AI thumbnail. But besides the fake thumbnails, you can easily tell that they're just milking this series as long as possible. I know you guys need to make money somehow, but who tells you to drop out of school? But at this point, they're just milking what's ever left of this damn show. If you want to keep milking stuff from Glitch, then I don't know, you're with Gamerverse or something like that. But in total, besides the thumbnails, these videos are just clickbait. And also, most of them are just repetitive. But besides all of that, let's go on to the last segment. So in general, what have we learned? Well, we have learned that the last episode is just complete booty cheeks. But if you enjoy it, well, that's just my opinion. If you like it, you can go and like it. I'm just sharing my opinion on this damn episode. The community is just very toxic. Season 2 is never gonna happen. And that's basically it. This video was a long one to make. I hope you hated it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Like this retarded ass video, please put subscribe. And if you like to see more, yeah, I have nothing else. I just made this. Goodbye.